Billingford Lakes has a special place in my heart and is somewhere I first started fishing early on in my angling journey when Phil handed me a rod with a tench on the end. Back in the day whilst doing some photography, that was one of the first fish I ever reeled in, and although it didn't really count as mine, that's when I started to understand the love people have for fishing. And for those of you who don't know, it's actually working at AD and working alongside Phil and the guys that got me into fishing, and Phil has definitely brought out my inner John Wilson. I love fishing for a wide range of species, and in this series I hope to take you on my angling adventures, starting here at Billingford where it all started. I have had some great captures of carp over the last 4 or so years here, and the odd tench by accident. But I've never actually caught a tench by design. I've caught them before while carp fishing, but hopefully on this session we're going to break that curse. I'm going to have a few tench for the camera today. The rods are out. The weather is not as nice as I expected it to be. It's gone a little bit cold, but the lake is clear and quite deep, so a sunny day would kind of turn off the fishing during the day. So with it being overcast, it might mean a few bites during the day. I can't quite believe that rod's just gone off. I've just literally finished talking to camera and we're away. And it's on the method feeder. So that is obviously a good spot and I'm going to keep fishing there. But oh, I'm so happy. It does feel like a tench. We'll see when it gets a bit closer. Ah. Oh, so good to get the first bite underway. I can see him in the clear water. Lovely tench. Oh, terrible netting. Yes! It's in! Yay! There we go then, just over £5. Lovely dark tench. It's so nice to finally catch a tench on purpose on that lighter gear. Fought really hard, brilliant fun, but we'll get him back and refresh the rods. The tactics are 1 on a method feeder, cast into the margin, the left hand rod that just paid off, and the other on a maggot feeder rig, cast out onto a nice gravel spot I found earlier about 11 wraps out, and then just spodding out over the top of both spots regularly with a mixture of all things tench love: hemp, sweet corn, krill pellets, maggots and a handful of 12mm boilies. This is very active fishing, so I'll be having regular recasts about every half an hour or so and keeping the bait going in over the top. And just as I was having a recast on the maggot feeder rig, we were away again.
Oh, we're in. Ah! We're in again.
Is it on? Is it on? Not sure. Yes! Yes! We got another one! Tench number 2 already. I'm glad to be getting bites during the day. It feels like another nice one. Here he comes. Yes then. I can't believe how well this session is going. I am quite well known for being quite a messy, not such a great angler compared to the other guys, and we do joke about it. And I was going to put some like messed up casts in and stuff, but actually I'm fishing like I actually know what I'm doing for a change. So clearly keeping that bait trickling in is working, and you never know, I probably am going to mess up a little bit later again, so I might be able to show you some of my clumsiness a bit later on. And I swear I didn't do this next thing on purpose. Oh, there was the miscast in the tree. I definitely spoke that one up. right in the tree. Yes, that's the one. Oh dear.
That's an amandarism. He's got that rope.
Yeah. Come on, hit the middle, hit the middle. I'll take that. Yeah. Once the spots were topped up, it was time to top myself up with some caffeine and biscuits, of which Widget, the cameraman, kept making me eat so he could get the right shot. I'm really full now. Eating biscuit take 6, 7. It's a hard day. Hard day at job. Hard day at work. At this point, the sun had broken the clouds and seemed to have stopped play for the time being until we got closer to the evening. Another bite. It did slow down quite a bit as that sun came out, but now we're drawing close to the evening. Hopefully we're going to have more of this. This one feels a little bit smaller, but I won't complain. And again, on the method feeder rod, so I might switch the other one over to that as well as we go into the evening. Look at that one, angry little one, this one. But they go Tench number 3. The average size is probably about the size that I'm catching, but they do go a little bit bigger. Phil's had one to about £8, I think, so I can try and aim to get a bigger one, but I am happy just getting bites. But I think it's time to have a little bit of a rethink about the other rod, because that's not done anything today. And obviously this one is doing all the bites, so I'll get this back and come up with a plan. Thank you, Mr. Tench. Right, let's talk about rigs. So as you're aware, I've been using 2 different rigs on 2 different spots, and clearly we have a winner, and that is the method feeder on the far margin, not the maggot feeder rig on the nice, lovely clear spot I found. So it would be silly to ignore that, and I'm going to change the maggot feeder over to the method and get them both out and concentrate on one area. And while we're talking about the method feeder, I'll talk you through what I'm using. So I'm using the Advanta 45 gram feeder attached to a braided hook link, just a hair rig with a dynamite wafter, a nice yellow and orange one. So while we're on the subject of tackle, I am using Advanta specimen rods in 12 foot. Like I said, I'm trying to catch tench by design, so it's nice to use nice light gear. It just makes catching tench a lot more fun. And then I've paired that up with the Sonic bait runner reels, all nice and lightweight. But yeah, I'm going to get these back out and hopefully we're going to have a few more bites this evening. Bye-bye maggot feeder. Once I got that changed over, I got both the method feeders deployed onto the spot like a professional, if I do say so myself, and then 3 to 4 spots of bait back out to top up that spot. And it wasn't long before we were away again. As I was playing this one, Kev, the bailiff, came round for a visit, and after that the session just went from busy to hectic from then onwards. Beautiful. Just after I netted that one, I had another bite whilst Widget was busy playing with Kev's dog, Basil. That was a close one. Thanks, Kev. That's good, isn't it? got a female and a male, a Tina and a Tinker. Beautiful. It's only a pound and a bit bigger, but it just looks and feels so much bigger than the others. Thank you very much. Tenchy. You've gone under the mat. This is what happens when you're catching too many fish. You burn your chicken just slightly. The action continued to the point where I couldn't keep a rod in the water, all tench to a similar size, and this was definitely one of those sessions I wasn't going to forget. I don't often have sessions like this, so I was making the most of every minute of it. But it's only in an angler's nature to want to try and catch one of those bigger ones, so I kept plugging away, and without wanting to sound too greedy, I was silently hoping that something a bit bigger would turn up. And then we had another bite. I was thinking that we might not get another one now as the light was fading, but we were away and this one felt a lot bigger than the other ones. My heart's going a little bit with this one. I feel like it might be a nice one. Or she's got lots of beans. No, it's not that much bigger. He's just angry. Or she. Going. I think this is Tench number 9. I might be wrong, but this lake can be quite cruel at times. Like the last 2 years I've come and I haven't caught anything, and this has been a proper red letter day, so I couldn't be any happier. It's been absolutely brilliant, getting bite after bite, such active fishing. That's the kind of fishing that I really enjoy. But this lake is known sometimes to switch off during the night time for some reason, so this may be the last tench as the light is starting to fade behind me, but I couldn't be happier, and we'll slip him back and get the rod back out. I am absolutely knackered. Time for bed. We'll see what tomorrow brings. When people ask why do you enjoy fishing, this has got to be up there with one of the main reasons why. These early morning sunrises over the lake when most of the world is still asleep, it's calm, it's peaceful, and nothing else matters. Morning update. So there's a bit of a quiet night to be expected, but I did have one in the night, but I lost it at the net. But this is what tench fishing is all about. Spring mornings, mist rising off the water. I didn't get that rod back out last night, to be honest, because I couldn't really see where I was casting. I didn't want to end up in a tree again. So I've got up first light this morning and I've had a recast and we're all set for the day ahead. Put a few spots out again. So hopefully this morning can be just as productive as yesterday. But we're going to have a coffee first. Watching the water, there was loads of tench rolling out in the middle of the lake. A move wasn't an option with other anglers being in those swims. Plus, this spot was working well yesterday, so I wanted to stay here for the time that we had left. Yes! Bite time has arrived and the spot is working again. I've caught my other line. Hang on. This is why I don't fish with free rods. Well, I'm happy to have caught that one this morning. I was a little bit worried it might switch off. We've only got probably a couple of hours left before that sun breaks through the clouds and the mist, and then it might switch off the fishing today because we're forecast sun, no clouds, so I don't think it's going to be like yesterday. So like I said, maybe a couple of hours left to maybe snatch one more before we head home, but been a brilliant session. The mist soon rised and the sun broke through. I did have an occurrence and lost one. Maybe that's the big one that got away, as they always are. The weather has beaten us this time, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to get any more bites until the evening, but we can't stay, so we're going to head off home. It is so hot now, but I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again on the next episode of Amanda's Angling, where you're going to hopefully follow me on more of my angling adventures.